Kindergarten. Happy Monday. Back again for our next video today, and we're back to some math talk. And we have been talking about ways to measure, which is to compare objects or, objects, and to compare their attributes and see if one is longer, one is shorter. Last week we talked about how much a container could hold, its capacity, remember, and we compared the jars with pouring the water, and we looked at estimating how much those containers could hold. Well, this week we're going to talk about another way to compare objects, and that is to see how much the objects weigh, what their weight is. And the math words that we use when we are talking about weight comparison are heavier or lighter, okay? If something is heavier, it has more weight. If something is lighter, it has less weight, all right? And we use tools to measure weight, and this is one kind of tool that we use, and this is called a balance scale. And if you were with me at school, we would have our balance scales out and we would be doing comparisons together with objects in our classroom. Obviously, you're not with me right now, so I'm going to do some comparison with you using my balance scale. If you have a balance scale at home, it's really fun to use one to compare the weight of objects. If you don't have a balance scale at home, your body can be a weight detector, and you can place one object on one hand and another object on the other hand and see which object feels heavier to you, which object pushes down more on your hand. That's another way that you can compare weight. You all probably use balance scales when you go on a teeter-totter or a seesaw. And if you and I were to get on a teeter-totter or a seesaw and we were both sitting on one of the sides, which one of us would go down further? Would it be me or would it be you? It would definitely be me because I am heavier than you. I would be down here and you would be up here till we pushed with our legs, right? But if you and your brother or sister got on the seesaw, depending on if that brother or sister is older than you or bigger than you, you would have to see who would be heavier on that seesaw, which side would go down, which side would go up. So we're going to look at some objects today, just objects that I found at my house, and you're going to make some estimations, some guesses about which object you think is heavier. So to start off, I have a lime and I have a tomato. A lime and a tomato. I'm going to put the lime in this side of the balance scale containers. I'm going to put the tomato over here in this side, and I want you to tell me which object, which fruit, do you think is going to be heavier? The heavier fruit will go down, the lighter fruit will go up. So what's your prediction? Do you think the tomato is going to be heavier or the lime? Let's find out. I'm going to put the tomato in this side of the balance scale. It went down, of course, because it's the only thing in there at the moment. Now I'm going to put my lime in. Let's see what happens. Nothing happened. What does that tell us? That tells us that the tomato has more weight than the lime. So the lime did not budge that tomato. So we know the tomato is heavier than the lime. Okay, so the tomato is heavier. How about let's compare a lime and a lemon. What do you think? Which one do you think will be heavier, will have more weight. Let's try it. Let's put our lime in that side. Let's put our lemon in. What's your prediction? Do you think it's going to be heavier? It's going to make the lime go up? Oh yeah, absolutely. The lemon popped that lime right up. It tells us the lemon is heavier than the lime, isn't it? It has more weight than the lime. It made this side of the balance scale go down. All right, so let's take those out. Now, let's compare the lemon and the tomato, because we know both of these are heavier than that lime, but which of these do you think is heavier? What's your prediction? What's your estimate, kindergarten? All right, let's find out. I'm going to put my tomato in first. There it goes. Now I'm going to put my lemon in. Lemon went down. So that tells me the lemon had more weight than the tomato. It was heavier. The tomato is lighter. So of my 3 fruits, that lemon was the heaviest. The lime was the lightest. And the tomato was in the middle. Okay, let's try a couple other things. Let's try some tape. I have some Scotch tape. You probably have some Scotch tape at your house. And I have our highlighter tape that I brought home from school. Which one do you think is going to be heavier when we weigh it? Give me your estimation. Oop, and our scale got a little bit jostled there. That's pretty good. Just a smidge. That's pretty close. Okay, let's try this. Put our highlighter tape in. I'll put it in this container. And then my Scotch tape. Do you think it's going to be heavier or lighter than the highlighter tape? Let's find out. Didn't even budge it. So the Scotch tape is lighter. It is lighter than the highlighting tape. Does not have as much weight. Okay. How about 2 markers? What do you think? 2 markers. Both of these are just our regular old Crayola markers. Do you think one is going to be heavier than the other? One is lighter than the other? Or are they going to be equal in their weight? What's your prediction? Let's find out. I'm going to put the brown one in here. I'm going to put the orange one in here. And look at that, kindergarten. The balance is just about the same. Those 2 markers weigh about the same amount. So their weight is equal. It's the same. Okay, last comparison. I have a snowman, my little snowman, and I have my little fall kitty cat. Okay, which of these do you think is going to be heavier? Which of these do you think will be lighter? Let's use our balance scale to find out. I'm going to put Mr. Snowman in here. He's kind of chubby-wubby. We'll put him right in. There he is. Ah! And now here goes the fall kitty cat. Oh, she's got a long tail. Got to put her in there. Oh! Well, the fall kitty cat definitely is heavier. I think it must be that pumpkin that she has with her that makes her heavier. Pumpkins are heavy, aren't they? When you pick up a pumpkin, it's got a lot of weight. So kindergarten, this week we're going to be talking about weight and comparing weight. And you and your mom and dad are going to be doing some looking and thinking and comparing weight at home. Excuse me. Okay, good luck. Bye, kindergarten.